Welcome to Stuff Works Explained, a channel that explores events and activities happening all over the globe with a special focus on Africa. We aim at educating, giving information, and also provoking thoughts on different topics. In our today's video, we'll be talking about banana port in Democratic Republic of Congo. In this video, we'll look at following. Why does DRC need a new port? Who is building the new port? Issues that have bogged down the process. Learning that it started all the way in 1972. The initial deal and what has changed. DRC government comments on the progress of the project, the benefits that the project will bring to DRC and the region, and also the environmental concerns that have been raised as far as this project is concerned. As we know, ports are important infrastructures in any economy. A report by PwC observed that they are gateway for 80% of the volume of the world merchandise trade. This means that it is essential for any country which wants to expand its economy to have the capacity to accept all this trade. Ports are vital part of the supply chain in Africa. They are natural focus for regional development. Experts observe that logistics, services, and ports in particular will continue to play a key facilitator role in trade competitiveness and therefore facilitate trade and sustained economic growth across the region. It is on this basis that DRC want to expand the banana port. Banana is a small seaport in Democratic Republic of Congo, which is located in the Bas-Congo province of the DRC. This is along the 37 kilometers of the Atlantic Ocean coastline. The port is situated in Banana Creek, an inlet about 1 kilometer on the that is its width on the north bank of the Congo River, separated from the ocean by the spit of the land, which is 3 kilometers long and between 100 and 400 meters wide. The port is located on the creek side of the spit, which shelters the port from the ocean. It's about 8 kilometers southeast of Mwanda, to which it is connected by a paved road running along the coast. When this port is complete, it will be the country's first deep sea port. DRC, two current ports, that is Matadi and Boma, are shallow water ports. They are limited by depth of the Congo River where they are sited. With these limitations, they are not able to handle larger vessels from different continents such as Asia and Europe. This requires cargo to be transferred to the neighboring Congo Republic, Pointe-Noire port. The foundation stone for this port was laid in 31st January 2022, but it has been a long journey which has been characterized by delays. There have been accusations of corruption, among other issues that have cropped. The project was first mooted in 1972 during the reign of the former President Mobutu Sese Seko, but it has taken long, but it's happening. The company or the contractor who is building this port is the Dubai DP World, and they are set to now to commence the work of the port construction, although there are some concerns that the government is delaying. We see what the government has to say about this accusation. The project concerns the construction of and management of a port and a free trade area in Banana, one of the cities in the DRC with access to the Atlantic Ocean. It will be built at a cost of $1 billion US. This comes after DP World and DRC government agreed to make modification to the initial contract by signing a term sheet comprising the contract amendments. The initial 30-year concession contract for the management and development of the banana port, with a possible extension by 20 years, was secured by the port operating company in March 2018. And this contract, as we are calling it the initial contract, it was found to be unfair to DRC, and therefore amendments when the new president, President Tshisekedi, came to power, he sought amendments to this contract because it was seen to be unfair to DRC. The amendments were made to alter the obligation of the two entities in the connection with the project, allowing it to come in line with the growth and development plans of trade and logistics sector in the DRC. The project has been one of the top priorities of President Tshisekedi. The port, which development is expected to take 2 years, will boost the country's economy, as well as provide substantial cost and time reduction by attracting additional direct calls from bigger ships from Europe and Asia. This port has been bogged by controversy. There have been some corruption allegation, and some of those allegations led to amendment of this agreement. The development of Banana Port has not been without controversy. The actualization of the project has been derailed by conflict. According to the Banana Port papers, the multi-million-dollar project was riddled with corruption at its inception. The contract legality was questioned by whistleblowers. According to the whistleblowers, the contract that was initially signed by the DRC government and the DPW for the construction and operation of the Banana Port was expected to create a corporate structure allowing the personal enrichment of several political figures, including the then DRC President Joseph Kabila. The whole of the negotiations on the project exceeding 1 billion was tainted with corruption. It was alleged that the negotiations for the project took place without a call for tenders, as with Congolese, as what the law dictates. A paper at Oxford Analytica observes that the new facility may be affected by the following. One, there is a lack of transparency around the project details, which will undermine President Tshisekedi's efforts to present himself as an anti-graft president. There is also poor internal transport networks, which may mean many miners, especially in the east, to still prefer other routes when they are exporting their goods. Also, the success of the port may the success of this project may color investors' perception of the viability of other mooted infrastructure project in DRC. So despite those concerns, the project is expected to bring in some benefits. Upon its completion in 2025, if it goes as planned, Banana Port will be able to handle almost 500,000 containers per year. This is according to the developer, that is Dubai Ports giant DP World. The nearby town of Moanda will be abuzz with has been abuzz with excitement about the project. They see it as one development initiative that will transform the sleepy backwater town into an international trade hub. Also, the cost of sending goods from DRC to other countries through the port will be eased. So countries will prefer to to export their goods, or companies which are operating in DRC, especially multinationals, will prefer to send their goods through using the port, as there will be great cost saving. So you have mentioned DP World as as the company that is implementing this project. This is the company which is involved in construction and management of this port. So who is DP World? DP World is an Emirati state-owned multinational logistics company. The company specializes in cargo logistics, port terminal operations, maritime services, and free trade zones. Although the original company started in 1972, DP World was created in 2005 by mergers of Dubai Ports Authority and Dubai Ports International. DP World has operation in over 69 countries across every continent. It handles 70 million containers that are brought in by around 70,000 vessels annually. This equates to roughly 10% of global container traffic, accounted for by their 82 marine and inland terminals, which are cut across different parts of the world. So this is a big company that has a huge potential as far as development of a port is concerned. This company has been involved in construction of such facilities in different parts of Africa. It's currently doing a similar project in Senegal. They did a project in Djibouti, although there have been some issues. It's also doing other projects. There are also reports that it's in negotiations with the Kenyan government to manage its ports. We have talked about a new deal. The first big deal being signed in 2018. That deal was found to be wanting. So the new deal, DP World and the government of DRC signed two agreements. That is a shareholders agreement and concession contract in December 2022 for the development of the Banana Port. The new agreements come after signing of a term sheet that summarized the agreement amendments to the initial contract, which was signed way back in 2018. Some of the clauses in the 2018 contract were not in favor of the DRC. There were suspicions of a corruption with regard to the constitution of the shareholding of the company responsible for the development, construction, and operation of the future port. DP World intends to develop 600-meter quay with an 18-meter draft capable of handling the largest vessels in operation. It will also have a 30-acre yard to store containers. They'll be featuring the latest technology and equipment upon completion, and the port will have a capacity to handle containers of about 450 TEUs per year. So that's as per the new agreement. The initial agreement for the Banana Deep Water Port project, as we have said, was signed in 2018 between the DP World Port and the former DRC President Joseph Kabila. In the contract, DP World was set up a joint venture of 70% control, and the government of DRC was to get a 30% share to manage and invest in the port of Banana. The first phase of the project, which was estimated to cost $350, would have included 600-meter quay and 25 hectares yard extension with a container capacity of 350 TEUs and 1.5 million tons for general cargo, with construction working starting in 2018 and completed after 2 years. When Felix Tshisekedi came to power, new negotiations were held, or discussions were held, with a focus of readjusting the initial agreement. So as we have seen, the initial agreement was not in favor did not favor the DRC government. There were some clauses that would have disadvantaged the country, and this is exactly the same thing that happened in Djibouti. And Djibouti later had to forcibly acquire the port, and there has been a legal tussle between the two, and they are still and Djibouti, in one of the cases, is required to compensate DP World for that breach of contract. So going back to DRC, the initial contract was not favorable. The revised version of the original agreement, which expired on March 23rd, 2021, reconsidered the interests of each party to the contract and also helped to rebalance their respective benefits. According to the DRC president, he said that this approach was dictated by the need to readjust the agreement with the DP World and to his vision, so that the project can develop capacities for the country in terms of trade, logistic, while also supporting the country growth and playing a very key role in regional integration. The future autonomous of Banana Port, whose concession has been started by DP World, to have an operation period of 30 years, and this also, just like in the previous agreement, to require to invest 1 billion US dollars, and as we have seen, upon completion it will be one of the deepest. First, it will be the first deep water port in DRC. The company that was involved, the legal firm that was involved in legal negotiation of the deal was Liedekake, which is a premier Belgium business law firm. They assisted in drafting the shareholders agreement between the Ministry of Portfolio of the DRC and the contractor DP World. The agreement was to facilitate the joint management of the company running the port. The law firm assisted the DRC state on the law aspects of the amendments to the collaboration agreement regarding the delegation of public services for the deep water port of Banana, and regarding the construction of and management of the port. The parties signed both agreements during a ceremony which was held in December 11th in Kinshasa, and it was attended by the president. The project aims to facilitate the docking of large ships, and this is well captured in the agreement. The construction would also allow for better circulation of ships and other benefits, as we have seen. President Tshisekedi has been quoted saying that the clauses which were detrimental to the DRC in the development of the project has been revised in assistance with this law firm, Liedekeke. In the coming days, it is expected that work will start, but DP World is accusing the government that is going slow as far as some of the things that the government is supposed to do are concerned. But the government has reacted and said that they are doing everything possible to ensure that the project kicks off. In a recent statement, the President Tshisekedi said that he was satisfied with significant progress which was being made by the government in materialization of the project. The President took, for example, the effectiveness of payments for compensation of those who will be affected by the project. This is in order to respect the deadline and fulfill the suspensive obligations decided during the signature of the amended and consolidated agreement, which was done in December 11th, 2021, and is supposed to expire this year. The President has invited the members of his government to maximize their efforts for perfect cooperation, so that all the conditions which are supposed to be met can be met by October 2020. The Prime Minister has instructed that ministers should meet regularly, so that all the issues which have been raised can be handled can be expedited. Just like many projects of this nature, the Banana Port will have some environmental impacts. There are fears that the large part of Mangrove Marine Park, located in the province of Central Congo, will be swallowed up by the construction project of the Banana Deep Water Port. This port will be built close to the perimeter of the Congo's Mangrove Marine Park. This is a nature reserve which is protected by the national and international regulations. Mangrove Marine Park was created in 1992. It has an area of 768 kilometers squared. The park is located on the northern bank of the mouth of Congo River, near the towns of Banana and Moanda. The park was designed as a Ramsar site on January 18th, 1996. In addition to manatees, the area, which is guarded by a curator and nearly 20 rangers, is also home to hippos, various species of monkeys, crocodiles, monitor lizard, turtles, and snakes. The park contains a variety of vulnerable and endangered plants and animal species, including 4 species of turtle, manatees, and mud skippers. Up to now, it is not clear how much of the mangrove forest will be cut down to make way for the port, and this is expected to have a huge impact. Environmental activists are concerned that an important area of the Mangrove Marine Park could be affected by this project. The project site is an important biodiversity for the region. It is also the house to endemic species, including turtles, as you have seen. Activists have asked the government to conduct an environmental impact study before the port is built, where the government must provide compensation mechanism before laying the first stone. The activists say that up to now, these alternative mechanisms are not clear. NGOs have vowed to approach the promoters of the project in order to encourage them to set up a permanent monitoring system for the environmental impacts of the port. Authorities of at the Congolese Institute of National Conservation, ICCN, the government agency which is mandated to manage the Congo's national parks through its rangers, say that they were not properly consulted by the developers. DP World, on its part, said that they have submitted an initial environment and social impact study to the Congolese Environmental Agency, which they were issued with a certificate, an environmental certificate, sometimes later this year. They have also promised that they will conduct a further, and detailed environmental impact study as part of their standards applied all over in the areas where they carry out such kind of projects. They are required to conduct a further detailed environmental impact study before construction starts. So we'll see whether they will live up to this promise and satisfy all the stakeholders that they are going to conserve the environment in an area that is considered to be sensitive. So that's all that we have about Banana Port, a port which is being constructed in DRC, and this port, as you have seen, has taken long to be realized. It was first mooted in 1972, and up to now, nothing much has happened. Luckily, the new government, which is in power, their president, led by President Tshisekedi, is keen on implementing this project so that it can fuel economic development, so that DRC can be able to receive large vessels. So this will promote trade, especially in a country that does not have a deep water port. So thank you for watching this video. We'll follow up on to see what would transpire as far as events are concerned. If it's your first time here and you have reached this far, we thank you, and also encourage you to subscribe, share the video, also leave a comment on your thoughts about the project and any other project that you have done. You can like it, you can also share for wider spread. So thank you and welcome.